Alright, thank you everybody for joining me. We're in my garage here on my workbench because I wanted to do a review and unboxing of this knife. This is a shadow of the microphone. Anyway, so this is the Camillus, I think that's how you say it, titanium bonded stainless steel knife. There it is in full glory. If you know anything, there's a few things that are puzzling to me about this. First of all, titanium does not bond with stainless. They're not alloys of each other. They do not bind together. They're going to fight against each other. Well, not fight, but you can get them to stick, but that stick's not going to stay. It's full tang lanyard hole down here. Tang means it just runs the length of the handle as well. My handles are usually molded around the blade in a full tang knife. That's full tang. 9.5 drop point. That just means the tip of the knife should come around like that. It kind of does, I guess, but other than that, the thing that got me on here was this business right here, titanium bonded. For it's a $10 knife, first of all, so there can't be a lot of titanium because titanium is an expensive metal. And the only process that I could find to bind titanium sounds like also a very expensive process. So for $10, they probably put just a splash of titanium, like at McDonald's, the Black Angus beef hamburger. The only reason that legally for the Black Angus to be called Black Angus, it only has to have like 6 or 8% actual Black Angus beef. So I don't know if this is like 6 or 8% titanium, but anyway, titanium does not bond with stainless steel. It is a period. TI is how it's written. It has a Rockwell hardness of 35 to 40, which is very soft. And put in perspective, stainless, which is chromium bound with steel, which are iron, Fe, it turns into steel once you do some carbon with a C in there. Anyway, that is a Rockwell hardness of what I think 58-ish. On the low end, you're going to see 55 for cheap knives. On the high end, it's going to be 58. And then their Fe and C on a carbon blade. There's chromium in here. I don't know what chromium is, CRO, something like that. Anyway, on a carbon steel, you're going to get between 58, and I've seen it go up to 63. Though if you get too high, it becomes brittle. It turns into a crystal more than a steel. That becomes problematic. So if you see a knife that's 63, it's going to be difficult to sharpen, but it'll hold its edge very well. If you see one that's 55, it's not going to hold an edge very well, but it'll be easier to sharpen. So this thing here, you can't bind a titanium. Well, you can. The only way that I said that you could do it was with a mixture of hold on, let me think for a minute. It was AG. If you know what that is, it is silver, and that's not cheap. AG dash, and I saw CU28. Now what this means is you've got silver at 72%, and then you've got copper, Cu, at 28%. And that mixed in somehow with the titanium allows it to bond with iron. If that is how they did that, there's going to be very little actual titanium in this, because for a $10 knife you got silver and copper and titanium, all of which are very expensive metals. Somehow they've infused that in there. So we're going to go ahead and open it and check it out and give my initial thought on that here. And then I'm going to take it out tomorrow night as my only knife to do an overnighter. So stay tuned. Alright, pause the video. Eric from the future here. We've already opened the knife. I wanted to make a point here. This is the percentage of this mixture, right? So that's 100%. And then they add that to the titanium with the iron somehow, and end up with what some people claimed a Rockwell hardness of 66. I'm calling BS on that simply because of math. Titanium 34 or 35 to 40% in here, not percent, but Rockwell hardness. mixed with even an expensive stainless at 58% or 58 Rockwell hardness, you're going to end up with an overall lower number somewhere at around like 50. Which is going to be completely unusable. Now, I've done some scraping on this blade and already sad at it. Hold on, let me get some focus here. There we go. Just scraping a ferro rod, which is a very soft piece of steel. It's scuffed up this spine. You can kind of see that. I did show it already, but yeah, so 66 is not how hard this blade is. Anyway, let's go back to the unboxing. Alright, let's open this thing up now that we know roughly what it's made of, kind of, unless this is a complete gimmick and all they did was blue the steel a little bit and make it look titanium-ish, because titanium is a blue metal. Best way to get a knife out is with another knife. So, just slice into this thing. The knife I need to fix the tip of this knife. I done goofed it up a little bit, but the other part of it, ooh, she's spicy sharp. Alright, now cutting ourselves. Merry Christmas to you. Alright, what do we got? We got stuff. Alright, maybe this will explain how they binded. Titanium, Camillus, unparalleled, unprecedented, unleashed. Okay, whatever. Since 1876, the cutlery supply, the world reliable innovation made quality made knives until they sold out to Walmart. Blah 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 blah. Manufacturers, Camillus cutlery is always. So I reached out to them on their Facebook page. It does say here to search for them. I shot them a message. Said, I said, hey, I've got a few questions about this knife, and they responded, yeah, sure, ask us any question. I asked them questions, and it's been 2 days and not a word of a response. So make sure you wash and dry your knife. Purchasing your knife, a knife made of the finest cutlery grade steels or through hardened to hold an edge with proper care. This knife will continue to provide quality cut length performance, cutting blah blah. Then when knife is fully dry, oil the blade, lubricant, prevent rust. It's stainless though. I don't oil my stainless knives and they don't rust like this D2. It's tool steel, but it's stainless tool. Is tool still stainless? I don't know, no rust on it. Anyway, I've had a knife for 2.5 years sitting on the shelf over there. Actually, let me get it. It's the first buck knife I ever owned. Holy cow, I'm easily sidetracked. This is the first knife I ever bought, and it's still one of my favorites. It is stainless. Let me pull this guy out and see the difference between their titanium stainless and this real stainless. I don't know if you can tell a difference there. This guy is darker, slightly. A little more gray in it maybe. I get it right into the light. Maybe you can see that, maybe you can't, I don't know, but this one I've never oiled, and it's been one of the best knives I've ever had, and it's stupid sharp. Remember the video I can't cut very good going against the grain of the paper? I did a video on that. It'll be up in one of the corners here if I remember to put there. Anyway, it does not, it says 18 to 22 on an angle for the sharpening. So we'll have to do that. Get out of the way, go away. It's El Cheapo sheath. I think I saw one guy actually cut this here. You can cut a loop-de-loop in there and put your ferro rod down in there if you so choose. Anyway, the knife itself, it does grab. This is a very sticky grip. It is almost like a Mora grip. If you've ever grabbed a Mora, it's almost that same feel. So yeah, this is a carbon blade when you don't take care of it. It gets speckles of rust on it. This is a stainless blade when you don't take care of it. It doesn't, but it's not as hard as steel. But yeah, they did put something on here. Just feeling the edge, seeing if there's any burrs or anything on it. See if it's as sharp going all the way down as it is up. There is a nick on the blade here. I don't know if my camera will show you that. It's like a roll in the steel, an imperfection in the steel, very slight. Right at the tip of my thumb there. Let's see if it'll show that to you. Blade is difficult to focus on. Autofocus require contrast. Anyway, so let's it feels pretty sharp against the grain, as good as anything I suppose, but with the grain it's rough. It's very rough compared to silky smooth other brand buck knife. But I don't like doing the paper test because depending on how you hold your knife, angled, any one of these angles, if you go on it straight on, no knife is going to cut through paper unless it's stupid sharp, and you have a risk of rolling the edge. So let's see if we can put an edge on it, huh? I actually have a will for this, but I want to see how easy it is to put an edge on it. This is a very, very rough stropping block. But if it takes a few strokes on a strop to get a razor edge on it, it is not as hard as they like us to believe. I always take it on a wooden edge like that just to get the burr off of it. And if the wood defeats the steel is not good steel. Alright, let's did it do anything? She shaves. That was really, really easy though to put an edge on that. That was real easy. That makes me wonder, huh? Cutting up your warranty is not the best idea. Steel or paper is not a good thing to cut with a blade because it'll dull your blade pretty good. Cardboard's even worse. See how long this takes. I make a few slices here and come back to the arm and bald it some more, huh? Still shaves. A little rough, but it still shaves. Not half bad. Not half bad, and it feels pretty good in the hand. I've got small hands, and it's got a smaller grip on it. So, come on. Yeah, so it feels pretty good in my hand anyway. Though I hate this thing because it ends up sticking me right in the middle knuckle. So, yeah, that's no fun. I don't like holding it back like that. I lose control of the blade. I like to choke up on my knives, and then that puts that thing like right in the flesh of meaty part of my hand. Not a fan, but oh well. So, can't strike a steel. Burn holes in my fancy writing here. Actually not bad at all. That ain't bad at all. When it does that, the sticks on there, if it heats your blade up enough, it'll ruin its edge. So I never use the choil, even if the choil is what's meant to be used. That I'm gonna have to give it a pretty good score. It is very close to a 90 degree, and even nicer up here. Oh, there's only one guy I've seen on YouTube doing this business where they take the steel down there. Let's get you a pin here. They'll take the steel and they'll just push it like that. For me, I've always just made shavings with it. I never quite get a spark, so I always have preferred to do that. By the way, that's a good way if it's wet to start a fire. Scrape some down there, but not like I'm doing, I'm igniting it. But if you scrape a bunch of these shavings together, and then just a small pile of them, it'll give you a better chance of starting a fire. Because they melt together and burn hotter. Anyway, so far I'm happy with this. I'm impressed. I've got pretty high standards for a knife. I wonder if I can cut this off though. If I can, you know, sand that down so that it does not have this bump here. But so far I'm impressed. I like it. I like the size of the knife. I like the width of the knife. I like that I can strike slipping on my words. What is this? A ferrule rod. I like that I can strike one, and I don't have to use a lot of effort to do it. Same with the buck. The buck knife is better though. It's got this space there that just grabs, but it's not a whole lot better. I had to modify this guy to even grab, and it's still, I got to put some pepper on it, and it grabs hold of the blade. So this is the one, not the one that I'm giving away. Now with the rust on the blade, I have to clean that up. But anywho, if you want to win that knife, go comment on my 1,000 subscriber special. A knife just like this. I will modify the spine, but I'll leave it mostly stock. It comes with a very good sheath. Moras always hit the mark. They're good. Now, this thing though, it's got knuckles. These are knuckles. It's got steel thingamajigs there that look like they're just aching to dull a blade. You see inside there, if the steel actually touches them, it's gonna scrape the edge right off. I can't really feel it, but I don't know. The sheath almost looks too small, but I like that it's loopy there, that it's flexible. It's one thing that, the only thing that really bothers me about the Mora sheath is it grabs hold of your body. But anyway, that's come on, unsnap. Holy cow, that'll bug me. Hold on. There we go. That's got some grip to it. I don't like that. And it's too tight to really. What can you expect though? The sheath is not going to be much. It would do much better with a leather sheath, but if that unbuckles, this will fall out, so maybe that's why it's so tight. You'll lose your knife with a sheath if you're not careful, but overall I give the blade probably, I'd give it 2 thumbs up actually. It's pretty good. Despite the fact that I'm destroying this. Hold up. That's rough. Just from striking a ferro. Look at that. That's the blade. I can feel it with my thumbnail. Striking that ferro rod it damaged the spine. Huh. Maybe it did. Well, we'll use it and see what happens. It was $10 after all. Huh. Anyway, that I can easily fix that with my Dremel anyway. Not a deal breaker, but anyway, there you go. That's the Camillus. I don't know how to say that. Obnoxious clip belt knife. We're gonna head out and go camping with it tomorrow night. We'll get that uploaded as quickly as possible. I'm just gonna upload this solo, so that's the unboxing, initial impressions of this knife. I would say go for it. $10 knife. You're not gonna lose much. Something like this is gonna be better. The sheath is nicer, but this is a $50 knife, so you could buy 5 of these for one of these, or you buy one of these for the same price. But anyway, I'd say go for it. If you want to buy the knife, go for it. It's not too bad. Don't expect it to last a long time, but if you want that, you're gonna want to get one of these too. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and slap the sub button and give me a thumbs up or whatever you want, and I will see you on the next adventure, which for me will be tomorrow night or tonight. I think I might do an unpacking video, but anyway, see you later. Bye.